we're back underway, set 2 here. We're running a new equipment package. Oh, nice rip, but a good dig. The overpass, though, harvested by Briley. All right, Stream Health looks better with the new equipment package, so we are sticking with that the rest of the way. We moved a few feet and lost signal compared to yesterday, so we're back to yesterday's config. That's Trouble Brewing and Yace. And a 3-0 lead for C2. Well, the streaming cameras apparently degrade the bike a little bit. The audio probably does too. You can't have everything. Where would you put it? My favorite Stephen Wright. Nice up there. That's laid it out to Bradley. Double block comes. He chips over the top of it though and finds the floor. C2 out to a quicker start in this one. Yeah, I probably should have given some thought to getting the heck out of the way of get the world's tallest line judge now. Why can't we only have liberos for line judge? My request. We'll change to the other side for any subsequent matches. We got a short bench today, only one on the bench, so it's not like the trail of kids kind of interferes with the camera view like it normally does. All right, Bradley back there. Nice one. I think they're going to call interference on that. Yes. A coach for Jakai. Looked like the ball was being set and he tried to block it down. That's into the net. And a point for C2. Julian puts that in play. Oh, almost a dirty ace. Tate with a nice up for Union. Nice power dink. Ooh, called out. I'm going to get a look at that. That looks kind of good. I don't know that it looked any worse on replay. It looked like it might have been on the ledge, but off the dome. Nice up, but we had two kind of up there trying to play the ball, and that doesn't go to plan. All right, you can apologize in advance for the wobble. We're going to walk just ever so slightly towards the right as soon as we get a break. Our current setup is a little delicate. Maybe I'm going to scoot right in front of you. Avoided the world's largest, tallest line judge. I serve into the net. Union will serve it at 9-4. Make that 4-9 from their perspective. in the middle. Rory dropping the hammer. Understand he spent some time with Team Ireland. That's a pretty cool gig, I would think. Jakai with the serve. Nice pass. Out to Logan. That was a nice job smacking that inside the double block. Off the platform pass into the rafters. That ball was heading well out, hit an upturned girder, and almost was playable. I would have, some of those ceiling balls are a little random. That would have been one that would almost have been unfortunate, because without the ceiling obstruction, that ball would have been into the adjacent county. Water under the bridge. Point for Union, though. They serve trailing 6-10. Briley's swing is blocked back. Like he took an off speed trying to go maybe deep corner, but did not get that high enough, and it was swatted back. Union now serving down 3 at 7-10. Back row for Jakai. Tate with a nice pass. Logan chisels that down the line, out to Briley, who beats the double block to the punch and hammers that down. Rory back to serve. C2 up 11-7. Stream quality seems to be much improved, so apologies for the set 1 fiasco. Look at the C's part. I thought that was going to be an ace, but the parting was the right move for Union, as that ball did sail a bit long. They'll serve. They trail about 4 at 7-11. Time for a Slurpee. Jakai with a nice pass. The dump comes. Good up for Union, and off the floor for the dump is the defender for Union. Off the block, Parker. It is not Parker. Keep getting those 23 and 32s misidentified. That's Joshua. Parker, your front guy. A little taller, a little lighter. All right, Union on a bit of a run. Logan serving for the tie at 10-11. That's Parker off the block and down. C2 back in front by 2. Josh back to serve. Coffee. Josh, that shot is long. C2 looking for a touch. No touch. Nifty little one-handed set there. Briley's able to tap it down. That's deep. Definitely out. I think there's a discussion about a touch, because it was out by yards. The R1 calling a touch. I may have missed the replay window. I did. I'll be honest, I thought I maybe heard something in there, but you never know. Anyway, touch is called, and a pair of 12s for number 12. That funky one-handed knuckles hit, that one not quite as clean as the first one. There's a nice up for Josh. Briley sets that over. Free ball for Union. Let's see if they can take advantage. Logan splits the block there. Nice swing. I don't know if he got it right through the wickets, but Jakai back row. That's off the block, and unfortunately for Union, they can't corral it. But fortunately for C2, that's a point. They go up 13-12, and Bradley back to serve. Hey, man. Bradley back to serve. Nice one, right at his one-time beach teammate, Logan. Logan's been a little dormant on the beach lately. Hopefully we'll get him back out there before too long. He ladles that over. Out to Jakai, who takes Ariam at the bench. Making friends wherever we go. Stay alert. The world needs more alerts. That's a point for Union, and they take the lead at 14-13. That serve into the net, and we're tied at 14. Union showing a disdain for prosperity with the service error. King Julian back to serve. Okay, well, a little tit for tat on the service errors. Lead pivots back to Union, and they'll serve at 15-14. We're in set 2 of the quarterfinals. C2 won the opener. Boom goes the dynamite. Rory, nice swing out of the middle. And we're knotted up like a couple of stray dogs at 15. Josh back to serve. The laser and lefty. Ian tries to tip over Jakai. May not have fully appreciated Jakai's link jumping ability, and just that arm stretch gets up there. That's batted back down, point for C2. This one into the net though. Union will serve. Tate back there. We're tied at 16. It's a race to 9. Out to Jakai. Ian gets revenge with the big block. The dish best served cold, you know. And Union goes out front by 1, 17-16. Josh to Rory, nice job chiseling that off the block. Pulled out of bounds for the point. Jakai now back to serve. Didn't spare the horses on that one. Rips the ace, helpful. Jakai reloads. Rips another one. Same result, only maybe a little more velocity. Good serve, man. Looking good. And Union wants to talk about it. They'll tell timeout as they try to ice Jakai. Guy ripped 2 aces in a row, and that is your margin. 19-17 lead for C2 over Union in a tightly contested second set here in the quarterfinals of the first edition of the 25-26 Boys Midwest Point Series, hosted by C2 Attack here at TOA, the home of the Alliance Volleyball Club. That's all the more information I can provide. Guy takes a little pace off that one. Logan with the pass. Trouble brewing there. Logan ladles it over, and the overpass is blasted out of the air by Crowley. lead now for C2. And there's another one that was straight into the seam, into the deep middle. That's off a ceiling fixture and down. Nice pass there. Maybe the first in-system ball since Sakai stepped to the line. And Union will get the point on the hitting error. Sakai steps to the line at 17 apiece. Served 4 aces and an out-of-system swing before Union was able to stay in system and get the point. That one narrowly called out. Didn't know if it might have grazed somebody on the way out. Coach for Union is calling for a touch. I don't know if he could have seen it. Didn't see it, and it's right in front of me, but man, it was super close as it looked like something out of the Matrix as the would-be passers opted out and tried to dodge the bullet, as it were. There's an overpass for Logan, who does the necessary. Nice swing there for Mr. Gentner as he keeps Union's hopes alive. They're going to have to do some work here as they trail by 4 at 19-23. Logan back to serve. Nice serve it is. That might have been off the candy cane. Academic as there's a net violation. Point Union. Logan will reload at 20-23. What a nice serve, but right at Briley, who makes a nice pass. Sakai from the back row. That's shut down, but off and still up. A whistle blown on the lift call, I believe, or maybe it was a back row attack call, although I thought he was stationary. Yeah, it didn't look like everybody was down balling. 6 feet were on the floor, so I don't think it was a back row attack, but maybe that gesticulation meant lift in R2 parlance. Everybody's got their own flourish to the signals, and sometimes it befuddles my under-caffeinated mind, although I have had a better part of a tankard of Aloft or Aloft's finest brew, pilfered from the lobby in the wee hours of the morning. All right, enough about my caffeination levels. We're back. Logan still serving for Union, trying to hoist them back into this. They're down by 2 at 21-23. The original gap largely produced by a massive service run by Sakai. Riley hammers that down against his erstwhile club mates. A whole bunch of people on this club switch floor with most of the Union team coming over from Cuba. Riley also coming to C2 from Cuba. Nice swing there off the block and out of play. 22-24. I neglected to mention that was a match point there for C2. This will be as well. And we got a timeout. And looks like C2 may have called it as they want to regroup on this serve receive for match point. So the drama will have to stew a little bit longer. And I am officially out of coffee. Reminds me in Hunger Games when they parachute in those little gift packages. If anybody out there watching could parachute in a Pike Place Venti plaque, be much appreciated. All right, match point for C2, 22-24. That pass is trouble. Should be a free ball opportunity for Union. Logan, back row. Controlled, Briley. Into the middle, that's off the tip. Nice up by Josh. That's ladled into the back row and just out. C2 fan base, or at least my wife. She's the only singular fan who was adamant that was in and that the match was ours. Right side for Briley. He is devastating from the right. And a big bang, that'll do it. Match goes to C2. They with the sweep, but well fought by Union. Those were two post matches. Some nice play there. All right, so C2 moving on. It's a sit one, play one configuration. So next game should be scheduled to start at 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Eastern. That's plus or minus a few minutes, given the vagaries of tournament time. We may be running a little earlier or a little later than that. All right, we'll bring you all the action when it starts. We'll talk to you later. Until then, we're signing off from the home of the Lions volleyball.